students. In this video, I am going to discuss about professional misconduct and just its punishment. As we have already discussed in previous lectures, that being in the legal profession, lawyers do have lots of duties because they are the most important part of the society, as they play a very important role of providing, or I can say that they helps public at large in accessing the justice. So they are also supposed to follow some kind of professional conduct because they are a part of very great profession. Advocacy being a novel profession because of which advocates are considered to be the most responsible, privileged and knowledgeable person of the society, and their acts are the role model for the society. Members belonging to this profession should not encourage deceitfulness and corruption, but they have to strive to secure justice to their clients. What is professional misconduct? Professional misconduct is any action which is outside the bounds of what is considered tolerable or worthy of its membership by the governing body of a profession. In the case of Bar Council of Maharashtra versus M.V. Dabolkar, misconduct was defined as that it would cover any activity or conduct which his professional reason of good repute and competency would reasonably regard as disgraceful or dishonorable. It may be noted that the scope of misconduct is not restricted by technical interpretations of the rules of conduct. Further, in the state of Punjab versus Ram Singh, Supreme Court held that misconduct may involve different kinds of activities, as in moral turpitude, improper or wrongful behavior, unlawful behavior, willful in character, a forbidden act, transgression, carelessness or negligence in performance of a duty, or the act complaint of Pierre's forbidden quality or character. So in last two slides, I have tried to explain you that professional misconduct is something which has not been defined by the Advocates Act 1961. So in different case laws, it has been interpreted in different manner. Uh, in last two slides, we have seen that only, that as to what will be covered in the broad category of professional misconduct. Misconduct of an advocate may be explained with reference to the following. Uh, in further slides, what I have done is from different case laws, I have picked out different meanings that have been explained by different judges in number of cases over a period of time. So, the very first conduct which can be regarded as a misconduct is dereliction of duty. It means handing over brief to another advocate, and such transfer is considered as unprofessional. But if he does so with consent of his client, it is not improper. Second one, like in VC Ranga Durai versus D. Gopalan, Supreme Court held that a lawyer entrusted with a brief must follow the norms of the professional ethics, and he must protect the interest of his clients. Next point in professional misconduct is professional negligence. An advocate is expected to exercise reasonable skills and prudence and should not be negligent. In order to constitute misconduct, the negligence must be accompanied by suppression of truth or deliberate misrepresentation of facts. Case related to this point is Muhammad Ismail versus Bola Ratna. In this case, it was decided that it amounts to misconduct if an advocate neglects to furnish requisite document or material papers despite of repeated adjournments. Next point is misappropriation. In the case of N.G. Dastane versus Shrikant S. Shivade, it was decided by Supreme Court that seeking repeated adjournment for postponing examination of witnesses present in the court amounts to misconduct, and advocate may be punished for that matter. When an advocate collects money from his client for court purpose and misuses it is also known as misappropriation, and it amounts to one of the professional misconduct. Case related to this is Dalal versus State Bank of India, LC Gopal versus Suresh Joshi. Next point is contempt of court and improper behavior before magistrate. An advocate must respect the court and maintain the dignity, making of false allegations against the judicial officers. And if they do so, though that amounts to gross misconduct. Furnishing false information is the next point, which says that furnishing false information amounts to professional misconduct. In the case of Emperor versus KCBA pleader, it was decided that certain tins of ghee were, like the facts of this case were that certain tins of ghee were seized by municipal authorities on being adulterated and kept in the custody of a Marwari. The advocate falsely told the Marwari that subdivisional office had ordered that teams to be handed over to the owner. The advocate was held guilty of misconduct. Appearing for both sides is also one of the professional misconduct, which simply says that an advocate is under the duty to do his best to protect the interests of his clients. He must not represent conflicting interests. Next is giving improper advice. Advocacy being a noble profession, an advocate must give his clients the benefits of his learning, talent, and judgment. An advocate must give his proper advice if he is unable to take up the brief. He should advise the client to consult another counsel but should not give improper advice. So, by this discussion, we can conclude that professional misconduct, though it is a very important topic, but it has not been defined because it cannot be defined as such. Because as time will change, different malpractices will come into being, and every time we will have a new practice whereby advocates will be indulging in the practice of professional misconduct. Thank you so much. See you in the next video with a new topic.